Angie Motshekga, minister van Basiese Onderwys, het verlede week aangekondig leerdlinge moet van 1 Junie af stiksgewys terug aan skool toe. Daar was dadelik teenkanting van unies en ouers. Sommige provinsiale en onderwysdepartemente het opdrag gegee dat onderwysers en leerdlinge nie moet terugkeer nie. Wat is die risiko's verbonde daaraan om terug te gaan skool toe? Wat is die risiko's as kinders nie binnekort terug gaan skool toe nie? Kenners meen dit kan tot 2 jaar neem voor entstof teen COVID-19 ontwikkel word. Skole kan tog nie so lank toe bly nie. Of is dit 'n moontlikheid? Ek gesels vanaand met 3 kenners hieroor, maar kom ons kyk eers na 'n kort insetsel waar professor Alex Broadbent, 'n spesialis in die filosofie van wetenskap aan die Universiteit van Johannesburg, sy mening gee. Daarna sluit professor Mary Metcalfe, 'n voormalige LER vir onderwys vir Gauteng, via Skype by my aan.
All the various political interests have regained their feet and they're militating. You've got the teachers' unions who frankly have, I think, a huge amount to answer for in general, but in particular here. I mean, the evidence has been clear since at least early April that children do not drive this infection. It's becoming more clear now. There's been something now in the British Medical Journal saying, indeed, children do not drive this infection. They are not super spreaders. They don't even seem to be very infectious or to be very prone to getting it. Nobody quite knows why. It's not just that they don't suffer serious disease. It's not even clear they spread the infection. And the damage to a country like this one in particular, where education is already so tenuous, of just closing a school for a long period of time is enormous. And I think the teachers' unions just need to pack it in and let schools get going again. It is viable to protect teachers, and in any case, the evidence is that children do not drive the infection. So it's not clear that teachers would be more at risk than many other professions.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, Kabous. How are you?
I'm well. It's so good to speak to you. You've heard what Alex said. He says that teachers now and the union should pack it in and get going. What is your comment on that on this Monday? I know you've had many interviews with many journalists, but of course, the info changes all the time.
Well, as far as the scientific information goes, I feel very strongly that we need to leave that to the scientists to advise us. Because however great our concern is, reading Google, reading the WhatsApp that are sent, is not going to make us experts. The scientists are very clear about what needs to be done for us to keep ourselves safe and to keep others safe, and that's what we need to follow.
Do you then suggest that we do open schools with the phased out approach, and then just keep our teachers safe within that environment, and of course the learners?
Well, COVID is going to be with us for at least the next 18 months, if not longer. The lockdown has given us all a sharp wake-up call about the ways that we need to behave to keep ourselves safe and to keep others safe. But we can't live in a permanent state of shutdown. We need to be able to move into as much of a normal life as possible by practicing all of the safety precautions that we've learnt during the lockdown. As far as schools going back, I know that the President was very clear on Sunday when he said that this is a choice that parents must make, and they need to exercise that choice responsibly and to take the necessary actions. I've argued very strongly that we can't just be saying the national minister must tell us that my school is safe. It's parents who want their children to return to a sense of normality, who need to help prepare their child to behave in a safe way when they return to school, and more importantly, parents that want their children to return to school must step up and work with the school governing body to support the school management team so that schools are safe. The new procedures are a huge change in terms of the normal routines of how schools operate. There's a lot of extra supervision, there's a lot of extra monitoring, there's a lot of extra cleaning. And if we want schools to be safe for our children so that our children can go back with a sense of confidence to engagement with their friends, with other learners, with teachers, we need to step up and say, what can I do to help?
Absolutely, but there is some concern with regards to the lower income schools and infrastructure. And do you think this issue is being politicized by the unions?
I think the unions are doing a fantastic job of trying to work with government because they recognize that what the minister needs is to have a clear and consistent voice across all key stakeholders so that the public can have confidence. That means the minister, the unions, the school governing bodies reaching agreement on what needs to be done across all the quintiles of schools, across all of the very complex differences in our provinces, so that they speak to parents saying clearly, this is what we've agreed needs to be done. This is what we've agreed needs to be in place. And we need to have all three of those main stakeholders working together so that parents are not subjected to the confusion of different voices. It may take longer, but we need to give the process time so that we're ready and that parents are confident and that parents can communicate that confidence to their children. Because sometimes we leave the discussions as if it's discussions amongst adults. And we forget that children are also anxious. Their world has changed enormously. And if parents, together with school governing bodies, school management team, teachers, the leaders that we have in government, can be speaking confidently about what's necessary, what must be in place, it will help inspire children with a greater sense of confidence, which they also need at the moment.
That sounds very solution-driven. Include all parties and put the emphasis on communication so that people also feel in control. Just shortly to end off, do you think the damage has been irreparable for keeping children out of school for 10 weeks? Or can we, can we make sure that they catch up very quickly?
Catch up can't be done in this year, I don't think. I think that we need to understand that this is a major life event for all of us, and that the concepts that children need to have mastered in order to be able to build ongoing knowledge in particular subjects may not be caught up this year, but then it must be caught up in the next 18 months or 2 years. We need to depend on the professionalism of our teachers to make decisions about how to pace the content, how to assess the content with a long-term view. And all of that needs to be done without stressing children that they have to catch up urgently. They will be under enough stress already.
Thank you, Mary, especially for keeping us calm. Die wyse woorde dan van Mary Metcalfe. Ons gaan maak gou 'n draai in die winkels, dan gesels ek met Dr. Zelda Barends van Stellenbosch.